Hey, good afternoon. We've got Craig Parry joining us. Mr. Craig Parry is the CEO of IsoEnergy, which trades as ticker ISO on the TSX Venture. You can check him out as well. IsoEnergy.ca. Thank you, sir, for being with us. How are you?
Good, Braden. How are you going?
I am doing good, and I understand you are actually coming from Australia. So just a note to our viewers that he's literally halfway across the world. So bear with the non-HD, but we'll get through the interview here. So we'll jump right into it. Really appreciate you taking time. Next Gen. Let's talk very briefly here on Next Gen if we can. Um, I was in it. A lot of folks
Yeah,
were in it. So just give the history there first before we jump into it.
yeah, sure, Braden. So, look, I was one of the co-founders and a founding director of NextGen, of course. Lee Courier and the team there, Chris McFadden, the chairman, Lee's the CEO, done a tremendous job of taking that company from. I think when we started the company back in 2012, it had a market cap of about $30 million. It's now just pipped over $1 billion in
Hmm.
recent days, off the back of the discovery of that great Arrow deposit down in the southwestern part of the Athabasca Basin, what's turning out to be one of the, if not the very best uranium deposit ever discovered. So
Hmm.
we've great success there, really enjoying the results that are coming out of that project as it grows. And we started IsoEnergy, my company that I run with a small team, back really 12 months ago. We had some great looking projects out in the eastern part of the Athabasca that we really wanted to get up and funded and get in and start testing the targets that we've got there in the eastern Athabasca. So we created IsoEnergy as the vehicle to do that in.
Okay, so spot prices of uranium recently at literally decade lows. There's been a really nice jump though, but around 20% I think in recent weeks here. What do you think are some of the drivers that'll, for a turn back to better pricing for one, particularly on the supply side of uranium?
Sure. So spot prices getting down to $18 a pound, clearly unsustainable. You can't have every single mine on the planet losing money, albeit that many of those mines sell at longer term prices, but a number of them are coming off long term contracts and starting to sell into that spot market. And so, as Rick Rule very eloquently says, the best cure for low prices are low prices themselves. And
Yes.
so that's come to pass. Closures announced by Cameco. They've shown very good industry leadership and supply side discipline, I suppose, in announcing that they're closing their Rabbit Lake and US operations. You're seeing another number of other mines reducing supply and closing. And then most recently, in fact, last week, we saw the Kazakhs, Kazatomprom, the largest producer of uranium, announce that they're going to cut production in 2017 by 10%. So that's really taking sort of 4 or 5% of the uranium production out of the market. So good supply side discipline started, and you've seen those closes. And we think that probably around 10% of the world's production has closed or is about to close over the coming 12 months. And in our sort of thinking, that equates, if you were to try and equate that to another commodity, and copper being one that many people understand, that would equate to two Escondidas. Escondida supplies 5% of the world's copper. Now, if
Hmm.
BHP and Rio Tinto announced they were going to close Escondida and that much production, I think you'd probably see copper prices double or treble fairly rapidly. And that's the sort of scenario we're in, where uranium prices are bouncing back strongly now, hitting north of $24 a pound, or rising sort of 20 to 30% over weeks. So you're starting to see that strong bounce in uranium prices.
Yeah, no, I have to agree that when you get that big of a disconnect on the fundamentals, they typically they return pretty quick. So 4 days here, we've got Trump as president. Do any notable ramifications that you can think of on on the markets, on the price itself, on the producers?
Yeah, look, I think even before he was elected president, he was a vocal supporter of the nuclear power industry,
Hmm.
and certainly since he's come to power, he's indicated that he is strongly in favour of increasing power production from that part of the business and that part of the industry. So we think he's a great supporter, and I think we're really expecting that he will be part of this coming boom in uranium demand and nuclear power demand.
Absolutely, I think the market's getting quite excited about that actually too. So Any other signs of improvement? Again, just I don't want to belabor the market here, but any signs of improvement in the markets that you've noticed being very active daily? Anything that that you're noticing that sticks out?
Well, look, I suppose apart from spot prices rising, which is really the greatest of sort of leading indicators for us, we've seen contract prices, guys like Berkeley Energy in ASX listed with their project in Spain. They've written long-term contracts at $41 a pound recently, so
Wow.
we're seeing good
Wow.
interest in an improving long-term contract pricing scenario. And look, we're also starting to see equities bounce. I think that's
Yeah, that was my next question was, when will we start to see that in the equities?
yeah. Well, we've seen some
Yeah,
tremendous price rises.
yeah.
Our very own Gen Energy is up sort of 110% in the past 6 weeks. So a fairly dramatic increase in price there. IsoEnergy, we've gone from about sort of trading in a range of 70 to 90 cents a share to hitting $1.60 last week and
Hmm.
closing at $1.53 today. So good, strong improvement there. And one of the probably the biggest pieces of news is the fact that Cameco has risen from a low of $9.44 a share 6 weeks ago to hitting just above $17 in
Hmm.
recent days. So
Yeah,
a sort of 70% increase in share price for the sort of the behemoth of the sector. So tremendous bounce. I think it's really just the start. And as Warren Irwin from Rousseau Asset Management and one of the biggest shareholders of NextGen likes to say, that a uranium bull market like this can be a rip your face off type of bull market. And so we're starting to see that. And
totally.
I think expecting more. It's really just the early stages. You've seen a modest jump in the spot price. If we see a spot price get back to levels that analysts like Rob Chang at Cantor Fitzgerald are suggesting, of getting back to $50, $60, $70 a pound, then you're going to see these equities go dramatically
Yeah.
higher.
So as it relates to ISO, and you could even say next gen for that matter too, what are you personally doing differently to really take advantage of potentially strong uranium prices moving forward here?
Well, look, we're of course out there. We've funded the companies. We've been out there talking to the market about our business for some time. I think NextGen, the fact that its share prices run in the past 12 months from about 60, 70 cents a share to now north of $3. I think
Hmm.
we closed at 3.25 overnight. That run up. Uh, I guess you're seeing real success there from the company in a bear market. The guys will stick to their knitting there, keep drilling the deposit that they've got there at Arrow Out. At IsoEnergy, we're focusing on exploring our eastern Athabasca licenses. We're kicking off drilling in the next couple of days, actually, on some of our better targets at our radio property,
Yeah.
which is right next to Rough Rider.
Can,
And we're going to be drilling there at Thorburn Lake. So hopefully we'll start getting some more good results. We had some great results there towards the end of the year, including sniffs of mineralisation.
yeah.
But we'll get and test those targets in more detail, and hopefully be drilling out uranium ore in a rising bull market for the first time in many years.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? So yeah, I look forward to watching the campaign here through 2017. So again, sir, Mr. Craig Parry, ISO.V, IsoEnergy.ca. Really appreciate you taking the time today while you're traveling. And again, we will look forward to see what this next year brings, and have a follow up with you hopefully very soon.
Thanks, Braden. Always great speaking with you.
Awesome. Awesome. Have a great day. Take care.